Hey you guys, so today we are making some slowly cooked beef short ribs on a bed of creamy mashed potatoes as well as a side of sautéed broccoli stems. So let's jump right into it. These are some of the ingredients that I will be using. This is not all of them. I will leave a list of ingredients that I've used in the description box. So first things first, we're going to heat up our pan or pot and then add some oil to a hot pan, and then we are going to brown our meat on both sides. While browning the meat, I remembered that I need to season the beef. So I've added salt and pepper to the meat and I'm going to let it brown on each side. While that's browning, I'm going to move on to my mashed potatoes. I have previously soaked my potatoes in cold water so that they don't oxidize, and then now I'm just going to add them to a pot and add some cold water and salt and leave that to boil. And then I'm going to move back to my beef and flip it to the other side. Once the meat is brown on both sides, I'm going to remove it from the pan, and then I'm going to now add my onions and carrots and let this saute for a bit. I usually add in some celery, however I did not have any today. So if you do have some celery, you can chop that up and add it to your pan. I'm only going to use carrots and onions today. So I'm going to let that saute up until the onions are a bit translucent. So after that, I am going to add in some garlic and some tomato paste and let the tomato paste cook for a while before adding in my aromatics, which is thyme and bay leaves. I'm adding in some spices as well. I will leave a list of spices that I used in the description box. And then next I'm going to add in the beef short ribs back into the pot, and then I'm going to add in some wine as well as some beef stock. You can use homemade beef stock or store-bought beef stock, and then I'm going to leave that to simmer for about 2 to 3 hours up until the short ribs are nice and soft. Next up is my broccoli. Usually what I do with broccoli is that I blanch my broccoli before sauteing it. What that means is that I add broccoli to a boiling hot pot and I leave it to cook for 5 minutes before transferring it to an ice cold bath. Moving back to my mashed potatoes, I am going to mash that up using a whisk. If you do have a ricer, that is great. Your mash will be much smoother. Then I'm going to add in some dry parsley as well as some salt and some garlic powder. And then I'm going to add some cream. You are more than welcome to add some Parmesan cheese. I do not have any, but yeah, that will make it extra creamy. And then now my short ribs are ready. I'm going to remove them from the pot once again, and then I'm going to strain my sauce because I don't want any of the vegetables or aromatics that I used in my sauce. I want a completely smooth sauce. Lastly, I saute my broccoli stems in butter and I season with salt and pepper. And now all the elements for my dish are ready. I plate that up and look at the consistency of that sauce.